I'm wearing this Christmas jumper because it's Tom's and I didn't want him to be on his own. Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Review to a Kill. I'm James and I'm a big James Bond fan.
I'm Tom and I'm a big James Bond fan.
Hey!
I've been watching all the movies for the first time.
He has.
And I've done it. And
this is the 25th and possibly final episode because we're going to fill up the BondBoard this time. Yes, isn't it exciting? We analyse a film from the series, me first time. You know, he's seen it first time, me seen it a million times before. But you know all that by now. We don't have to go over all that again, do we? As ever, as we say at the beginning of every episode, there will be
spoiler!
Including perhaps the biggest spoiler in the whole history of Bond films. So if you haven't seen this movie, please don't proceed any farther until you've seen it because we will spoil it for you. And isn't it annoying when someone tells you what the ending of the 25th Bond film is? I may have done that to Tom.
Before you've even seen it.
Sorry. I thought you knew. Right, feedback. Should we talk about feedback?
Yeah.
Let's jump straight into a bit of feedback, shall we? Before we get to the 25th Bond film, No Time to Die, we will be talking, of course, about our Spectre episode 24. And this is your feedback in Feedback Corner. Nice, lovely. We will start with Spyboy1964, who says, the fight on the train is great. Yeah. Arguably the best fight since From Russia with Love. We did say that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We thought it was a great fight scene. The scene where Bond sees Hinks in a reflection while wearing a white dinner jacket with a red carnation is clearly a callback to Goldfinger.
Yes.
It is. I hadn't thought to mention that, but it is. Yeah,
yep.
The looking in the girl's eye and all that stuff. Brilliant. Really good. Thank you for your observation and please contact us again. A cinematic Bond who we've heard from before and who I think runs an excellent, I think is the same guy who runs a very excellent Twitter feed on all things Bond. I've really enjoyed following your Bond journey over the entire series. Tom has been on a Bond journey. I bet you're so grateful you suggested these to me.
Yeah.
Look at all the things you've done. Once you guys review No Time to Die, do you plan on going back and making any changes before a final ranking? Well, I'm going to nominate the boss for this one.
I don't know about
changes.
No, I don't know.
We do have plans to do a sort of summary episode.
Yes.
Where maybe a countdown to go in 25th, it's this and here's why. Just a couple of minutes on each film to say where it ended up on the BondBoard and why.
Recap and
a bit of a recap,
bit of analysis. Maybe ponder if there's anything we would change, but whether or not we'll actually overrule.
I don't think we'd overrule the BondBoard, but we might say on reflection maybe we were a bit harsh or perhaps we were a bit generous. Or I hope that will suffice a cinematic Bond.
Look forward to that. That'll be coming up soon. Once we've done this.
Bear in mind, it's taken us like 2 years to get this point, but soonish, right? And Triforce of Kaz, good show. Thank you. You're on the home stretch now. Take a few shots of something strong and you'll get through it.
I did.
Now, it's funny that you should say that. I couldn't get through No Time to Die without a drink, but anyway, we'll talk about that later on. Thank you, Kaz. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. Didn't work for me. Part of it was my fault. After Skyfall and its ending, I was hoping for a regular Bond movie. We've talked about this before, haven't we? Self-contained regular Bond movies like Skyfall. There isn't some sort of personal battle for Bond, and when I learned Spectre and Blofeld are coming back, I was expecting a devious Spectre-ish plot, albeit with the sensibilities of a movie in the 2010s, and instead got this dull, miserable and incoherent rubbish. Harsh words. I do like a few things in it, but I don't enjoy it. And unlike some of the older bad Bond movies, there's no mindless fun available with this one. Now, I'll tell you what's interesting about that. And I don't wish to give anything away. That's exactly how I feel about No Time to Die. But we'll come to that.
Yeah.
So, Kaz, thank you for your comments. I completely agree with you.
Okay.
You clearly don't.
No,
I still don't know what Tom thinks of No Time to Die.
Poker face.
Okay, you stay poker face. Benign Crinoid, hello again. Hello. Thank you very much. for contacting us. I've had trips to Carpet World that were more exciting than this film.
Right.
And why is there a sand-coloured filter over everything?
Yeah.
I do love Casino Royale and Skyfall, but the main overall problem I have with the Craig era is that the character has ceased to be fun. Bond isn't an aspirational character anymore. Daniel Craig's Bond, his life is miserable. Now, I hate to give anything away, but that's my problem with No Time to Die. So we'll come to that in just a minute, all right? But yeah, completely agree with you. And Tom's going to stay poker-faced by the list of things. And finally, for the last time, at least for now, it's the official nice person. Hello, Queenie Colombo. I'm the official nice person tonight. I volunteered to wear this jumper. It's not mine, it's his. I don't even like Christmas. Annoying installment.
Star Wars, though.
I like Star Wars, yeah. So thank you for annoying installment of a Bond film. I prefer No Time to Die. Controversial. Why make Blofeld a family connection? Now, I do agree with that. We never quite understood the reasoning for that, did we?
Because it's one of those things that people feel make it more interesting.
Is it a bit self-indulgent and Hollywoody? It is, isn't it? Christoph Waltz was wrong for Blofeld for many of the reasons stated in your episode. Yes, there were fun parts, opening scene, train fight, but I was left disappointed and annoyed by the storyline. I don't want to give anything away, but that's how I feel about that. Anyway, you get it. Anyway, thank you very much for your correspondence, and we are going to do something going forward. We just don't quite know what.
Yeah.
And we will still want your correspondence, so please do keep them coming.
I would say yes, please. If you want to comment on No Time to Die, we can have a little look back on that.
100%.
But if you want to ask us anything about the series in general or all the movies we've watched for our wrap-up episode, we'd love your feedback.
The wrap-up episode will be a bit like the questions and answers one, I think.
Yes.
Ask us something about Bond and we'll cover it in the wrap-up episode.
Yeah.
So leave a comment underneath, here, under there, sort of there.
And then all the socials.
All the socials, which are now on the screen because Tom's an editing genius. Thank you for all your comments. Please keep them coming. And that was Feedback Corner. Nice. A little bit of an echo on that this time.
I think,
We got the hang of it after 25 episodes. Right. This is the 25th episode of Review to a Kill. So therefore, we're talking about the 25th Bond film, which is, of course, No Time to Die. No Time to Die.
So
people are going to miss that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are we doing the?
Yeah.
Really?
You might be in for surprise.
First you put me in this jumper. Now you want me to be all Christmassy.
Well,
now
we haven't had
want me to look at the board.
We haven't had any French for like 4 movies.
No, I know. It's been a long time since we've had French.
For the last time.
It's different. For the first time in about a decade.
Yeah.
It's different. Hold on.
You've got to practice.
I'm fluent in French. I don't need to practice.
Okay.
Right. So No Time to Die in French is Mourir pour attendre. Oh, come on.
We got some French.
Paris Saint-Germain to you, sir. Oh, yeah. Very good. Mourir pour attendre. I don't think that is No Time to Die.
What
is
it?
Maybe it is.
Well, what else will they read it? Well,
but sometimes they give it different names, don't they?
Yeah. Like,
not
a time to die
wait,
for,
isn't it?
something.
No, not to wait. Okay, cut this. I'm talking shit. For the last time, and perhaps the longest plot summary we've ever had, Mr. Tom Scriven, No Time to Die.
Let's go.
What is your plot summary, please?
Norway! This bloke in a creepy mask goes to this house to kill a pissed up mum and her daughter. But after he's killed the mum, the daughter shoots him and runs onto some ice and gets trapped under it. The shot bloke isn't dead and goes to pull her out. Cut to Madeline and Bond in Matera! Yes. Where Bond goes to visit Vesper's grave, but Spectre have set up a trap and it blows up. And Bond is pursued by baddies and has a fight with this bloke who's got a special eyeball. And he picks up Madeline, who he thinks has set him up, he takes out a load of baddies in the DB5 and sticks Madeline on a train, saying he'll never see her again. Cue Billie Eilish, roll credits. 5 years later, London, MI6, laboratory or something. A load of baddies come in to steal this bioweapon with the help of Obruchev. Obruchev? Yes.
Obruchev, yeah.
This scientist who's in cahoots with the baddies. Jamaica! Bond's living an easy fishing and outdoor toothbrushing style life, but that comes to an end when Felix and this bloke Logan Ash ask for his help to bring in Obruchev. He initially refuses, but then gets picked up by this woman Nomi, who it turns out is the new 007. Bond gives them a call and he tells Bond to stay out of it. So Bond tells Felix that it would help him out and goes to Cuba to meet Agent Paloma at Blofeld's birthday party. Blofeld's still in jail, but he's dialed in with this eyeball camera. This weird gas gets released, which is meant to kill Bond, but Obruchev has switched the formula so that it wipes out all the Spectre agents instead. Massive gunfight while Bond and Paloma try to bring in Obruchev, while the new 007 is doing the same. Bond wins that one and takes Obruchev to Felix and Ash. Turns out Ash is working with the baddies and he shoots Felix. Bastard. He flies off with Obruchev and tries to blow up Bond and Felix. Felix dies, but Bond escapes and goes back to London. And has a go at M, as he knew about the bioweapon being developed, but not that Obruchev was a baddie. Rami Malek, who is Safin, goes to see Madeline and shows her the mask from the opening scene that we said about, revealing that he is the main baddie. And he gets Madeline to put the bioweapon on her to kill Blofeld. Bond and M make friends, and M gives permission for Bond to speak with Blofeld. Bond is reunited with Madeline as she is Blofeld's psychologist. She freaks out and leaves after Bond has touched her arm. Blofeld admits Madeline had nothing to do with Vesper's grave blowing up, and Bond gets mad and goes for Blofeld's throat, accidentally killing him as he's got the nanobot thing off of Madeline. Didn't say the virus is nanobots.
Virus thing, yeah.
Bond goes to Norway to see Madeline to reconcile, and it turns out she's got a daughter. She tells Bond that it's not his child, but it obviously is. And Madeline tells Bond about Safin and his family's Poison Island. Bond has to flee with Madeline and the kid, Mathilde. As the baddies have tracked them down in Range Rovers. In Range Rovers. A couple of motorbikes and a helicopter. Sorry, yes, that's right. Big chase into a forest. Bond takes down loads of baddies, including Logan Ash, but Madeline and Mathilde get captured by Safin, and he takes them to Poison Island, where Safir is setting up his evil operation to unleash the nanobots worldwide. Bond and Nomi get in this glider submarine thing with Q's help and get to Poison Island and rig the lab with explosives. Madeline escapes capture. Bond confronts Safin and takes loads of his guards out. Safin takes Mathilde, but she bites him, so he can't be bothered with her anymore and lets her run away. Nomi kicks Obruchev into a load of poison. He dies. And Bond and Madeline find Mathilde, and Nomi takes them off the island while Bond goes to finish this. He takes everyone out, including the eyeball bloke, and gets M to authorise a missile strike on the island. But then Safin shoots Bond and poisons him with nanobots that would kill Madeline and Mathilde if Bond were to touch them. Bond kills Safin and calls Madeline to say goodbye. Missiles come down. Bond is dead. London! MQ, Tanner, Moneypenny and Nomi have a sad drink in Bond's honour. Matera! Madeline drives along with Mathilde and begins to tell her a story about a man named Bond. James Bond.
Cue Louis Armstrong. Right, some information about this movie. Yeah. This is the 25th James Bond movie, official James Bond movie made by Eon. And of course, the final movie made by Eon because it has since been sold as a franchise to Amazon, which you can hear all about on our special episode. We did a special episode all about Amazon buying Bond from Eon. So
it's called something like that, Amazon and the Future of Bond.
Yes, it's obvious.
Channel.
It's obvious. Yeah. Special episode.
Yeah.
The cast for this. Daniel Craig's fifth and final film as Bond. We will talk about his return after Spectre at an apposite point later on. Léa Seydoux as Madeleine Swan, making her the first female lead to appear in successive Bond films. That's never happened before. But outstanding actress, we'll talk about that. Rami Malek as Lucifer Safin. Malek, born in the USA to Egyptian parents, had just won, at the time of casting, the Best Actor Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Crazy.
Which
Good.
he was, I mean, that's a terrible film, but he was brilliant in it.
He's okay Freddie Mercury impersonator.
Right. Lashana Lynch as Nomi, a new MI6 agent, assigned the 007 number.
Yeah.
She's a British actress. Most recently in the Sky TV version of The Day of the Jackal with Eddie Redmayne.
Okay.
Very good. Well worth a watch, that. Yeah.
I didn't realise she was British because I only knew her from Marvel. She's in Captain Marvel doing a really good American accent.
Oh,
so,
right.
yes.
No, she is British.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright, I'm delighted to say, is back as Felix Leiter.
I'm delighted to see him, not delighted to see him.
No, quite.
die.
No, I'm with you on that.
Finally
but it's nice to see him back on the screen as Felix. Bond's friend, of course, and CIA officer. And I know I've said this before, but it's the last time I will get the chance to say it. Coolest Felix ever. Billy Magnuson as Logan Ash, the State Department agent working with Felix Leiter. American actor, born in New York. He was in The Big Short, amongst other things. Yeah,
little connection with the director, which I was unaware of until I had a little look. Billy Magnuson was in this Netflix show called Maniac. It starred Emma Stone and Jonah Hill. Quite a while, 6 or 7 years old. And it's one of those, so much stuff that comes and goes that just
There's so much
limited
content
event
out there now,
series
isn't there?
that this one's sort of like I just happened to watch it, and it's directed by
Gary Joga Fukunaga.
There we are. Yes,
Didn't know that. Christoph Waltz returns as Ernst Stavro Blofeld, briefly, which we will talk about. David Densik, the Swedish actor, as Dr. Obruchev, the corrupt scientist who created Project Heracles.
Oh, so he's not Russian because because Sergei and Alexander weren't available for vocal coaching, so they just gave him a Star Trek DVD. Nuclear vessels.
You are in violation of... Anna de Armas as...
This is not elevator.
This is not... I die in vat of acid. Anna de Armas as Paloma, the CIA agent, the Cuban actress. She had just made Knives Out with Daniel Craig.
Okay.
You can see a bit of that chemistry. It does look like they've worked together before. She's very good in that, actually. And of course, we've got the usual gang back at base at MI6. Rafe Fiennes as M, Ben Whishaw as Q, Naomi Harris as Moneypenny, and Rory Kinnear as Bill Tanner. And did you spot the little extra part at the beginning for...
Oh, Hugh Dennis?
Hugh Dennis, no less. Now, to those of us of a certain age, and you may not know this reference because I'm older than you.
No,
but
I will.
Whenever you see Hugh Dennis, you have to say...
Milky.
Produced, of course, this by Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. Once again,
for the
last time. We've talked about, in the Amazon episode we previously mentioned, we talked about their contribution to the Bond films, which is immense. Whatever mistakes were made in this movie, you can't knock decades of contribution to this franchise. Absolutely unbelievable. Script by, once again, Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. And the script sort of polished, the tidy up, none other than Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was about as hot as it gets at this point, because she just had massive success with Fleabag and with Killing Eve. Second female screenwriter credited with writing a Bond film after Joanna Harwood. The other person who got a co-writing credit on this was the director, Kari Joji Fukunaga, first American director of a Bond film. That's a surprise, isn't it? 25 movies and the first American to do one. He was known for making the first series of True Detective, a film remake of Jane Eyre starring Michael Fassbender, who was once mentioned as a possible future Bond. And he also did the 2017 adaptation of Stephen King's It. Right, there wasn't a source novel for this, of course. There was no Fleming novel or short story called No Time to Die. There was, however, quite a few callbacks to the novel of You Only Live Twice. The working title for this movie was Shatterhand, which you can imagine some of the comments that were made about that online.
Yeah.
That was the name that Blofeld, I won't give too much away in case you want to read it, but that's the name that Blofeld gives himself when he escapes in You Only Live Twice. That's the identity under which he's living. So that was what that called back to.
I heard they were toying with Knacker Hand as well.
Knacker Hand, yeah. I shat in my hand, yeah. No, they were all done online at the time, trust me. The Garden of Death island is directly lifted from You Only Live Twice. It's not an island, but Blofeld having a Garden of Death in that novel is really what that's all about. The reference to a possible child, again, from You Only Live Twice, the novel, and also Bond saying, die, Blofeld, die, and strangling him, again, directly from the novel.
Okay.
There was also something else from the novel, almost the last words printed in the novel, actually. The quote from M at the end when they're having what you call the sad drinks.
Yes.
And he's reading from the book saying, I shall use my time. That is from the obituary for Bond that is printed at the end of the novel of You Only Live Twice. So that's where that comes from. So that's a little Easter egg for the fans, really. This is your favourite bit, problems with production.
Oh, right.
There were a few. The original director of this was going to be... Danny Boyle, no less. Yeah, and he was also due to co-write the screenplay with John Hodge, the writer. They left after 5 months of work due to creative differences. So we don't know exactly what the creative differences were, but we do know that they were related to the script. Danny Boyle himself confirmed that. Lots of speculation that it might be related to the fact that obviously Bond is killed and that Boyle didn't like the idea and Craig insisted upon it. We do know that Craig insisted on Bond being killed. Right. So speculation, but there may be some truth in it. Who knows? Now that led to some problems with the release date because it was the original release date was pushed back from November 2019 to early 2020 after Danny Boyle's departure. But then, of course, COVID happened, and so it was further delayed by COVID, and it ended up not being released, even though it was filmed in 2019. It wasn't actually released here in the UK or around the world until the end of September 2021. So it was quite significantly late. And actually, that meant that the gap from Spectre had been 6 years, which is the same as the long gap between License to Kill and GoldenEye that everyone was like, 6 years between Bond films.
Yeah.
And that's what happened here as well. But this, it felt like there was no single reason for it. It was just sort of slipping due to various reasons. COVID obviously was the big one, but there were some production problems as well. Couple of things went wrong during the filming. Daniel Craig injured his ankle performing a stunt in Jamaica, had to go off to the USA and have minor surgery. And I know how you like an explosion that goes wrong, so enjoy this because it's the last one. In June 2019, a controlled explosion damaged the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios. So it wasn't that controlled, was it? But luckily, no one was seriously injured. But I think it was pushed too early, or the things we've talked about before. Yeah. Someone got a bit carried away and pushed the button a little bit too early. The critical reception for this movie is generally pretty good, actually, despite the shellacking that I'm about to give it. Rotten Tomatoes has an 83% ranking, which is quite significantly up from Spectre. Generally, the reviews for this were pretty good. But there were some criticisms of the long runtime. Yeah. And of course, the big spoiler, Bond dying, was very controversial. Some people just didn't like it, the principle of it. Yeah. Some people didn't like the way it was executed. Some people didn't like the uncertainty about where it left the franchise. We'll talk about all that stuff. However, again, wildly successful at the box office. Budget of 250 million, box office take of 775 million. 100 million down on Spectre, it must be said, for those that hate Spectre. It was a more successful movie at the box office, but that's still enormous percentage, 300% more successful, profitable than the actual budget was. So very, very successful for the final movie. Shall we, for the last time, let's give the old girl a good send-off. Sorry, I just need a minute. Tom, will you please, for the last time, activate the BondBoard?
Hopefully, yeah. Just didn't work out so well with the cartel.
Sure.
Just
Just draw a line. You don't need to go into the details.
But yeah, so I had to go back and do all the pissing about with the UK board. So they said they sorted it out, but yes.
Okay.
I haven't got a call, I've just got to press the magic button.
Okay.
Away we go.
BondBoard activate.
Again, we've still got the
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lights and one that's sort of hidden under the bottom there. So
it's the ones the Mexicans left me with.
Yeah.
They were meant to have restored it. So it's only the last episode and the last time we do it, but then, fine.
Yeah. I think it's somehow appropriate though, isn't it?
Wow.
The BondBoard has been majestic in its knackeredness.
Yeah.
It's
They've changed
there's
colour.
something very British about this, Eddie.
Changed colour.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
We didn't get that from the Mexicans.
It would be a waste of time if it didn't change colour. So I'm very pleased that bit works anyway.
Right.
Good. So as you all know by now, 12 elements of a Bond film. We score them. So the first element is opening sequence.
Yes.
Now, a couple of things to say on this. It's a long one again.
Bloody long.
It is a long one again. Obviously, it starts with the flashback Madeline referred to in Spectre when she told that story on the train. Use of "We Have All the Time in the World."
Along with the music, there's the fact they're in the car.
And he says, "We have all the time."
It's it's like the same shot, or I'll put
the
comparison so you can see.
He can do that. He's an editing guru. He can do that.
So, but immediately you're just thinking, oh right, they're gonna. They want you to be reminded of the best of Bond.
Exactly.
This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Without maybe too many original ideas.
They do call back throughout the movie actually to On Her Majesty's Secret Service quite a lot, don't they? We'll talk about it in the music.
Vehicles
there's that as well. A couple of things I spotted. Always love the use of sheep as a barrier. That's always a good thing in a general movie, isn't it? Just release the sheep and no one's going to knock them down. They're always going to turn away. The other thing I spotted, unless my maths are wrong, Vesper's grave.
Yeah.
She was 23.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Should be a bit older than that.
I don't know anymore.
I just thought 23.
Yeah.
Anyway, just something I spotted.
Yes.
What do we think of the overall of the opening sequence?
The action bit, I thought, the
jump off the bridge is a good stunt.
Oh, the rope jump.
Yeah, that's a good stunt.
That's good. That bit, and the bit with the DB5 with the guns doing the donuts. It's like again, we want the audience to be excited about stuff they know, but it's the last time they're doing it. It's the last time we're going to see
Craig,
the DB5 in action with Craig.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoyed that, and I suppose you've just got to have some kind of spectacular bit in an opening sequence. So
you've got to have an action
normally
sequence.
The opening sequence is just spectacular, but this is like we do this scene and then that scene,
and then we're going to have a love scene. We're going to have a Bond Mrs. Vesper scene. Then we're going to have some action, and then we're going to have a sort of tearful goodbye. There is an awful lot going on.
Yes, but action-wise, I thought it was pretty cool. The motorbike jump's really good.
Good scene. Yeah.
But it is definitely an indicator that it's this 24 minutes everything's going to be just a bit bloated, and we're going to chuck in as much as we can in this movie. So
it feels overly long for an overly long movie.
Yeah.
So what have you said?
7.
Oh. I also have said 7.
Oh.
That surprised you, hasn't it? You thought I was going to start with something lower than that. Don't worry, they're coming.
Yeah.
Right. Second, we have the theme song. No Time to Die, performed by Billie Eilish. The youngest ever performer of a Bond film.
Right.
Co-written by Billie Eilish along with her brother, Phineas O'Connell. It was the third Bond theme in a row to win the Oscar.
Unbelievable. Oscar winner, really.
I mean, it's a good song, but I wouldn't say it's an Oscar winner, would you?
I wouldn't even say it's a good song.
Well, what I've written down here is I've put kind of a lounge singer vibe, and I've put it's not a big Goldfinger type Bond film.
No.
but it probably fits the feel of the movie quite well.
Yeah.
Very quiet for the most part. Brackets, too quiet. Albeit with a climactic ending.
Yeah.
Nice Bond chord at the end. It is nice to hear the old at the end.
Yes.
So, a mixed review from me.
You notice I haven't got my guitar because
I noticed.
But I did do a little bit of
go
pre-playing, and so I just go through it a little bit,
let's
strip
have
it down a bit. So
come on, the public expects it now.
So really, I mean, if I start with this, I mean, it's just got this.
Yes.
These notes.
Turn around every now and then.
You could play this. I could have.
Mate, believe
you
me.
could.
I really
It's
couldn't.
so easy, right? So it's just like that, and then we put a bit of bass to get the chords underneath. Put a beat on there. So pretty boring. We have some strings. Again, it just follows. Da, da,
So it's a bit plodding.
Da. Yeah. I did like the brass kind of. This is more in the score.
Yeah.
So it does with this very
does
simple
build.
thing.
Yeah.
It builds and builds, but it's built on like
Something
bugger
really
all,
simple.
basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're the songwriter. So you tell me, the way you built that there. Do you think that's how they wrote it? Do you think they literally started with the dun 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 dun?
Well, I don't know. And hear this, just that electric piano, just showing that they're almost.
Oh, I see. There's another
almost
little,
the
yeah.
dun. Just to show
Dun.
they're in. Those notes are in that chord, so you go ding, but instead of going back down to the dung, it go.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, that's. Yeah, I don't know.
So you as a songwriter, you're not
just-
impressed.
You've got this very boring chord sequence with quite a easy but okay sounding melody, and then whack the strings on them, whack the brass on it.
There's your Bond thing.
Exactly. I think Oscar winning. I just who was on the board that.
Perhaps it was a really bad year. Perhaps,
And also, I mean, again, we're older gents. We don't really listen to Billie Eilish or
Well, it would be fair to say we're not her target audience.
No, yeah.
Although I quite like what I've heard, but
I don't really know it. But this one, it sounds like she's like struggling to stay awake. Something like she's like dozing off.
But tonally, it does fit the film. It probably isn't a film you could have a Goldfinger type theme, is it?
I guess not. No, but maybe that's the film's problem.
Well, exactly.
Do a more fun film. We could have had a better
do
song.
a better film.
But yeah, who am I to say? People like this song. It won an Oscar. It's just really doesn't seem at all creatively inspiring at all for me.
No. I'm just looking back on previous scores because I want to make sure I'm consistent here. Okay.
What are you going to say?
I'm a slightly generous 7.
Yeah. Oh,
What have you said?
5. A slightly
Generous 5.
no, slightly just normal 5.
Okay. It's just a 5.
A
It's just like
reasonable 5.
5, isn't it?
Well, there we go.
Okay, let's talk about the music, the score.
Yeah.
The composer this time, Hans Zimmer, no less.
Yes. That is a name that when that came up on the credits, I was like, ooh.
Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
Ooh.
And what does he do?
Of course, go on, what does he do?
Just really run-of-the-mill Bond stuff.
Yeah, and a bit of We Have All the Time in the World.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer is this composing legend.
Yes.
He's done the music for over 150 films. He's won 2 Academy Awards for The Lion King and Dune. He scored Gladiator, The Last Samurai, the entire Pirates of the Caribbean series, the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Man of Steel, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Dune, and so on and so on and so on. But all of this, of course, pales into insignificance by his finest work,
Yeah.
which is, as all of us know, the theme tune to late 80s BBC daytime quiz Going for Gold with Henry Kelly. A couple of other things before I want to get your view on the soundtrack, but just a couple of things very quickly. Do you know who played guitar on this soundtrack?
No.
None other than Johnny Marr from the Smiths.
Oh, bloody hell.
I know. Yeah. Louis Armstrong's version of We Have All the Time in the World, composed by John Barry and lyrics by Hal David. Recurring theme. You hear it 3 times actually within the score, including the opening sequence, and obviously it's played out in full over the closing credits. You also hear the On Her Majesty's Secret Service theme by John Barry. Yes.
So there's been a development.
And there's one other just thing to point out. At the beginning, Madeline's mum, when she's
pissed up,
tired and emotional, on the sofa, you can hear a record playing. That is Dans la vie endormie by Dalida, which, as we all know, because those of us who are fluent in French, as I think I've proved over the course of the previous 25 episodes, would know this. It's In the Sleeping Town. Dans la vie endormie. So there we are. Very beautiful record, actually, if you have the chance to look it up. It's gorgeous. So what do you think of Hans Zimmer's score? I mean, it's no going for gold, but he does his best.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I particularly enjoyed there's a kind of action theme, which, believe it or not, Brian May and Jack White, he's not a man player, came round and they played a bit of it. So we saw
the video.
Maybe I'll cut to a bit of that. So yeah, that comes in.
Yep.
Occasionally, just when action is I called it the action exclamation mark theme. So action. That's pretty cool. It's just. It is the notes of dun 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 dun. You know,
so it's a variation on the theme. Okay.
And it's got nice harmonies. It builds. That was a cool theme. But yeah, no, I'd be in agreement that there's nothing.
Does he play a bit safe? Do you think?
Yeah, probably. And it's like I'm in agreement that there's nothing stand out that you go.
That's true. Yeah. And maybe it's one of those things where because they got Hans Zimmer, you thought, oh my God, Hans Zimmer, this is going to be amazing, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but maybe it's his reputation has preceded him, and so he's elevated your expectations, and then maybe they fall away a little bit. So what you saying?
I said 7.
I also have said 7, which feels a little high, but
no,
it's fine, but it's maybe a 6 would be a bit harsh, but I don't know. Right, let's talk about stunts. Well, the stunt jumping over the bridge, pretty good. Very heavily trailed. It was in all the trailers, front and centre. A good stunt, that. The motorbike chase around Matera, and as you say, the jump up over the thing, again, that was in the pre-title sequence as well. Yeah,
I talked briefly about the opening donuts with the DB5 donuts shooting.
I think the Matera scene generally is quite good. The Cuba scene is almost one long stunt sequence, really. Yeah. There's all sorts of things going on there.
They could have, we've talked about the music, but maybe we would have put it up a bit if maybe they'd set some of that to this. Wouldn't quite call Paloma a ninja, but it was worth dragging that one out.
Sure. Just for one last time. Any excuse to hear the old ninja music again. We've also got the Range Rover chase in Norway, which is, I mean, it's fine, but there's not much that I thought, that's new. I haven't seen that before.
There's one really good shot, but the one where like there's Range Rovers and motorbikes jumping over the hill. That looked cool though. I did. There's one, kind of standout thing which had made me actually think, that does look really good.
No, I agree.
I also liked the inventive use of the rope off the winch off that Range Rover because you see that guy come along in the bike.
That guy properly does get clotheslined, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. To do that stunt, you must you know it's coming.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hats off to that guy.
Yeah, fair play.
That was good.
And I guess then it's the closing sequence on
Yeah.
the island, which now the guys who run the Not Perfected Yet website and Twitter feed, who do make some excellent observations around Bond films, pointed out, and I'll quote them directly, as the film goes on, the running and shooting becomes quite repetitive. And there are moments during the finale that feel more like watching someone play Call of Duty than a Bond film. And I think that hits the nail on the head. It does feel a bit like up the stairwell and stuff. It does. There's something a bit computer gamey about it. I don't know. It just felt a bit.
I know. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just, I didn't feel like I was watching anything that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, and there's just like a string of armed baddies, faceless goons.
Exactly.
That he just takes
Bang,
out.
bang, bang, bang. Next.
You don't ever feel like there's any danger.
Yeah.
It's just to look cool.
Yeah.
It looks quite cool, but
Yeah.
maybe for the gaming
Maybe.
audience, you know.
Maybe. I think we've seen... I'm going to talk about the story in a bit, but I think for such a long film, I think there is a dearth of really genuinely brilliant stunt sequences. There's a couple of good ones, a few ones, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Which for a film that long, I think it's light on proper stunts. Really good stunts. I've said 6.
Okay, I've gone 7. I enjoyed kind of not very obvious CGI. If what there's obviously CGI there somewhere, but it all looks like there was a lot of practical effects going on.
No doubt. Yeah,
and proper stunt work going on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe just not, like you say, as spectacular as we've previously seen.
Vehicles is next. We are, of course, back to the DB5 once again. And once again, it gets destroyed. Bond, will you look after this car, please? You can't just keep getting it murdered everywhere you go. And worst of all, you never find out what becomes of it.
Yeah.
You know, does he just leave it in Matera with holes in it? Which is awful, really. He also drives that open-top Land Rover Discovery in Jamaica, which is quite... I want to know, did he saw the roof off himself? You know? And, of course, there is Aston Martin product placement throughout all of this, as you would expect. The second Aston we see Bond driving is the V8 Vantage.
Right.
The same model that Dalton drove in The Living Daylights.
Oh, it's the Living Daylights.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I thought it was Lazenby's, but it's not that.
no, it's the same model Dalton
as
drove.
old as that.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not as old as that.
Right.
There is Aston Martin product placement throughout. So there's a scene where M is on the phone to Bond, which he happens to take place in front of an Aston Martin Valhalla in this beautifully presented tunnel thing to sort of show it off beautifully. Nomi drives an Aston too. So basically, you get a job at MI6, you get an Aston, basically, which is quite nice. In terms of other vehicles, the Gravity mini plane thing that turns into a submarine thing, I thought was...
That's all right. That's all right. I mean, it did look like a CGI thing, but I mean, it's that kind of always a glider that turns into a submarine for a bit, but anywhere near as thrilling as the Lotus turning into a submarine.
No,
they couldn't really do that again. I know they're not trying to, but
but it's I agree with you. It's not it's not particularly memorable.
Yeah, reminiscent of something we've seen done in a less memorable way.
Right, any other vehicles I've missed? There was a motorbike, but I didn't think to pick up which one it was. Sorry.
I thought you'd have the
Apologies.
information.
No,
on
I didn't
that.
have the right motorbike information.
A few bikes, helicopter.
It was a motorbike. That's as much as I know.
There was a seaplane. Yeah, and the big plane that they get the glider out of. So
I think that's just a big Hercules transport plane or something, isn't it? One of those big army ones. So again, nice to see the old V8 Vantage back.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing massively outstanding, is there?
Nothing massive, but I've gone 7.
I initially said 7, but I'm taking a point off for destroying the DB5 again, so I'm saying 6. It's just too beautiful a car to do that too. Next we have the main villain. Well, I say the main villain.
Well,
Is it Safin or Blofeld? I suppose it's Safin, but
I would, yes. It is Safin. I think we should talk about Blofeld a bit as well.
Okay, so Safin. I mean, Lucifer Safin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost Lucifer Satan, right? It's sort of too obvious, and I think it's a boring, obvious plan.
Yeah.
World domination again. Do you know what I mean? And we know almost nothing about him.
Yeah.
We know nothing about Safin's motives or what's driving him or his background or anything else. We know a little bit about, Mr. White had to kill his family, but we don't really know why or how that affected him. And so there's no backstory or anything like that at all. Or why nanobots? Why not like a big bomb somewhere? Or do you know what I mean? None of that stuff's really explained. It strikes me as a waste of Rami Malek.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest and say his monologues are just not as good as previous Bond villains. Now, whether that's a script thing or whether that's Rami Malek, I don't know. I suspect maybe the script. But you think of some of the villains we've had in the past, even the ones who don't stick in your mind that much, generally have some brilliant monologues. If you think of Moonraker, for example.
Yeah.
Even in death, their munificence is boundless and all that kind of stuff. They have some fantastic speeches, monologues. This is sort of, he gives these long speeches in that weird voice about, I want to change the world and I want to do this. I just didn't care. He just didn't make me care, I'm afraid. I like the way Bond kills him, though. The kind of casual, and he's not even looking and then walks away. But I didn't think much of him as a villain, I've got to be honest.
No, me neither. I mean, for me, it wasn't really helped by associating him with Bohemian Rhapsody, which I really can't stand.
Bohemian Rhapsody is not your favourite movie.
He's not, but tried to put that to one side and like say, he's not. He just does that. He's got a very intense face, and I think they invest a bit too much in just having an intense face.
Doesn't he look terribly scary?
Yeah.
And here he is in the next scene. Doesn't he look terribly scary? Yeah, it does feel a bit.
But you're right. It is a bit the delivery of everything.
So slow and ponderous, and I don't know. I didn't think much of him. We should talk about Blofeld.
Yes.
It seems weird to be talking about Blofeld and he's not the main villain.
Yeah.
Which, again, we'll talk about when we come to the story, but I think that's odd. It's a big build-up for such a short scene.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's coming along the corridor in the metal chair thing, that takes about a fortnight. They're stood there for ages going, oh, he is then. Come on in.
Yeah.
And then they have a bit of a chat and he's dead 5 minutes later.
Yes.
And you sort of think, really? Is that the way you kill off Blofeld?
I know.
It just all feels very unsatisfactory to me.
Almost like it wasn't worth bringing him back in the first place.
Yeah, almost like they shoehorned him into the story. Anyway, I'll talk about that as well.
Yeah.
So no, not impressed, I'm afraid. And
all right.
Christoph Waltz does the best with what he's given, but he's given about 5 minutes of screen time. So I mean, however good you are, you can't do much with it. And he dies off screen.
Yeah.
He actually dies, and you don't see it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's that about? So no, I didn't like it. I've said 5 for villains.
Yeah.
I think they're the worst villains for a long time.
I have also said 5.
In fact, I think they might be the worst villains I've ever scored.
Oh.
However, we've got to come to henchmen now, so this fails.
Oh, yes. This is when the scores are going to go crazy.
It is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
Right, so henchmen. I guess the main henchman in this is Primo, with the fake eye.
Eyeball bloke.
Eyeball bloke. Primo...
He's there sometimes he's not.
Yeah.
And
by the way, his eyeball comes out twice in the first 20 minutes. How shit is this eyeball? Like, just wear an eye patch, mate. Because it ain't doing you any favours.
Yeah. Well, what's it connected to the Wi-Fi or something? So
yeah, but if it's going to fall out every 2 minutes, you're shopping in Sainsbury's and it falls out. It ain't much good, is it? Bloody strap it in with something, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just sort of thought they sort of built him up a bit. He gets killed pretty, you know. The eye goes pop, and you go, okay.
But I like that bit. But I'll talk about that in gags.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't think much of Primo.
No.
Then I guess we also have Logan Ash.
Yes.
Good
actor.
A bit obvious. As soon as I saw him, I thought, oh, he's obviously a double agent.
Felix with that bloke who Bond's really suspicious
and with the amazing teeth. A good joke about who's the Book of Mormon. But as a character, again, whatever.
Yeah.
Completely bland, really. And, you know, have I missed anything in terms of henchmen? They are the main two, aren't they?
Well, Obrachev.
Oh, I suppose we could include Obrachev, yeah.
I mean, he's sort of not in it. He's the scientist henchman, not the you know,
not the henchman.
Not the muscle, yeah.
I like animals.
His voice amused me, made me remember Chekhov.
For the wrong reasons, it amused you. I mean, I think this is the worst set of henchmen for a long time, possibly ever, personally.
I'll point out before, because I might forget if we don't do it sooner. In the scene with the Spectre birthday party, but Blofeld's birthday party, we can see, hey, look, it's Michael G. Bloody Wilson once more.
Yay.
As a sort of general bloke or something. And
general bloke in the background.
Yeah.
I think they're a poor set of henchmen.
Yeah.
I may have been a bit harsh here. I've said 4.
So have I.
Have you? Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad about it now then. Right, good. Well, that takes us on to location.
Yeah.
Which is going to be more than a 4.
Yeah.
I love Italy. Some beautiful establishing shots of Matera.
Yeah.
I've been all over Italy, but I've never been to Matera, and I would love to go. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
It does.
The bridge is not in Matera. That's up the road in Gravina in Puglia. And the railway station... Get ready, railway fans. The railway station is in Sapri, in southwest Italy, and you would have spotted, I'm sure, that the train on which Bond puts Madeline is the Frecciarossa 1000, which is the one they run on the main lines up through Italy, and also that they run in Spain on the fast lines between Madrid and Barcelona and elsewhere. Now, I went on one of those trains earlier this year, and it's absolutely beautiful, so comfortable. Even in standard class, the seats are like are really sort of supportive and comfortable, and they're made of leather, and you get loads of leg room. It's really... Then we go on to Norway. Nittedal is where they had the opening shots. I hope I pronounced that correctly. We're big in Norway. Apologies if anyone's offended by my pronunciation. I think it's Nittedal.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it looks like that. That's a city in the Akershus county. They also went to the Faroe Islands. Ooh. I'd be really interested in going there. Yeah. They went to Kalsoy, which doubled for Saffin's Island. We also go to Jamaica, to Port Antonio.
Yes.
On the northeastern coast
of
Jamaica.
Where he's got those massive fish, and he's just like, there's a bit of cigar ash there, just drop them on the floor.
Just drop them on the floor, don't need them anymore.
What?
The town he goes into.
It looks amazing, those fish.
The town he goes into to meet Nomi is Port Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's also a bit of filming in Scotland, in Aviemore, which is beautiful up there.
Is that Norway?
I think it must be doubling for some of the and some of the Jeep stuff maybe.
Yeah.
Also the forest scene. So when they're running round the forest.
Yes.
This sounds lovely. Butter Steep Forest in Windsor Great Park. In the shadow of Windsor Castle. That sounds all very nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They also did some filming at RAF Bryce Norton in Oxfordshire.
Okay.
Pinewood Studios, again, the 007 stage used for all the interiors. Really sorry to let anyone down. They did not go to, or indeed anywhere near, Cuba. The whole Cuba scene was all done in Pinewood. Sort of looks a bit studio-y.
Well, you can't really tell because they put dun 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 dun. and you're in Cuba. Yeah.
So
no, I know what you mean.
They didn't go anywhere exotic. Ana de Armas was not in that dress in Cuba or Spain or Mexico or anywhere else. It was Pinewood Studios. Sorry. Any more on locations?
No, you've covered it all. That well. Oh, one of the interiors. I'll just say we have a look in Q's gaff. And
nice to see Q's house.
It was all right.
Never seen that before, have we?
With the hairless cats that he's mentioned his cats before.
Yeah.
But I was just a little bit disappointed that it wasn't like, like Wallace and Gromit. Like he gets out of his bed and he's into his trousers and the toast automatically comes.
He answers the front door like Thunderbirds going down to
missed opportunity there. But
no, it was good, and that was a good scene. I do like the way Bond just walks in, picks up the bottle of wine, and pours him a moneypenny a glass. Like, we ain't going to want that, are you?
Yeah.
So okay. Nice to see Q's gaff. We've never seen it before. What are you saying for location?
Well, I'm going 7. I thought it all looked decent, but we're just banging on about this. Too many callbacks to
regular
places we've already been, and like
before.
the classic Jamaica. Got to go to Jamaica.
See, I would like to see more of Jamaica. Now, maybe that's because as the Fleming callback stuff appeals to me.
Yes.
And as a fan, maybe you're looking and thinking, okay, more of Jamaica. But I could have done with a bit more Jamaica and a bit less cold, bleak, snowy, grey places personally. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've put 6, but I do like Italy, and I've never been to Matera, and that does look beautiful. All right, go on. I have a 7. Go on.
Right,
to have an extra point on me, go on.
Because that's why I've said it.
Have yourself a 7. Go on. Right, now we come to the story, and I have to just say, before we get to this, I'm sorry, I've been waiting to say this a long time. There is going to be a rant. Sorry, can I just... Before we do this, can I just take this off?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I am... How do people wear Christmas jumpers? I am sweating my ass off in this thing. This is why I don't wear Christmas jumpers. I don't get involved with Christmas. Right, the story. I'm sorry, I'm just going to take over for a second.
Fine.
Just give me 2 minutes
I've
here.
expected this.
Yeah, so, okay. Probably the biggest spoiler we've ever had, all right? So if you've got this far and haven't realised that James Bond dies, then sorry, James Bond dies, big spoiler, right? Okay. The belief is that it might have been Craig's idea to kill off Bond to sort of end his story arc, right?
Yes.
Now, I really thought when I first saw it, I remember sitting in the cinema thinking, well, obviously they're not going to kill James Bond, are they? Right? I thought it was going to be like, at the end of the dark...
after the blast, you thought that?
Yeah, I thought, but there's got to be some way that obviously he's not actually dead.
I thought they sort of did that deliberately to go, oh no, that's...
Right? Well, no, now it makes sense, obviously. And again, they didn't just kill him, they literally blew him into a million pieces, so there's no possible way he can come back. But even then, I was thinking, well, obviously he's not actually dead, right? Because you wouldn't kill off the main character, right? I was thinking, at the end of The Dark Knight Rises, everybody thinks he's dead, but he's not really, right? So I thought it's going to be something like that, right? Or it's going to be like... The way that they'll leave Craig's Bond is he can't touch another human being and he has to live this life of purgatory and misery on an island on his own somewhere would sort of seem right for Craig's Bond, right? It wouldn't be right for Roger Moore's Bond, but it would for Craig's Bond. So I was sort of thinking, they'll do something like that. Obviously, he's not actually dead because that would be ludicrous.
Well, you're there just thinking, well, you've just made up all this stuff about the nanobots, Madeline, Matilda. You can make up a antidote.
Yeah, or...
But they do it so it's like, well, no, he's got no reason to be honest,
even if it was just a ridiculous, he somehow escaped and no one knows he's alive ending. Yeah.
And he's
that
waiting,
would be better.
And he's waiting for Q or whatever to work out the cure.
Yeah, or... You wouldn't see it, but there's a bit in Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch where everybody thinks he's dead, and then he's literally looking at his own gravestone and stuff like that. I mean, ridiculous, yes, but it sort of works in the context of an entertaining show. Even something like that, yes, it would be stupid, and I dare say it would have been pilloried, but equally, you couldn't have... Or I remember sitting through the credits. Even at the credits, I was thinking, okay, there's going to be like a Marvel-style post-credit of him sat on a beach in Jamaica or something.
No, but the very last bit, it does... They do... I know they always say it, but James Bond will return.
And this is the f***ing problem.
Right.
I
was wondering if you'd seen that. Yeah.
Right. Because... right. Sorry. You can't kill the f***ing main character off, right? And then go, oh, he's going to come back.
Somehow
right?
James Bond will return.
Right. Now listen.
Look,
I get it, right? I get it. Because for fans, what they would do is go, okay, the Craig story arc is 5 films on their own. Yeah. And that's a sort of self-contained universe. And actually, you could get into the whole debate of Timothy Dalton's Bond is not the same Bond as George Lazenby's Bond, right?
Get into all of this.
Right, so you can get into all
this.
this.
And that would work if it didn't say James Bond will return.
Well, and also, yes, it works, but you shouldn't have to get into this, right? Because what you need is, you're going to have a core group of fans who are always going to watch these movies, right? But what you really want, and where you're really going to be successful and really get the money in, like they did in Skyfall, you need the casual fans to come along, watch it, buy into it and go, yeah, I enjoyed that movie, it was fun. If I have to sit down with a casual fan like my wife and go, no. See, there's this whole self-contained universe and that 5 doesn't really count. So at the start of the next sequence of Bond films, what they can do is, like they did with Pierce at the start of GoldenEye, he's just sort of an established agent, I shouldn't have to explain that. They're just going to switch off. It's too complicated. It's not like killing off Batman, who is this sort of figure that is in the shadows and people don't think he really exists and all that kind of stuff. You can't kill off this guy who, if you do, you've basically ended the sequence in some people's minds.
Yes.
And you've dug yourself a hole.
Yeah.
And this comes back to me. Sorry, I'm going to ramble for a bit.
It's all right.
This comes back to me to what we talked about in the Spectre episode. That was the perfect ending. Driving off with Madeline in the DB5, the theme tune playing, happy ever after.
Okay.
Right? And don't forget, at that time, Daniel Craig was saying, and I quote him directly, I'd rather slash my wrists than make another Bond film. No, not at the moment, not at all. I'm over it. We're done. All I want to do is move on. And he went on to say, if I did another Bond movie, it would only be for the money. Now, if he wants to come back, listen, every man has his price. I think they got 25 million or whatever for making this movie. Mate, I would walk over hot coals on my knob for 25 million quid, right? Everybody has their price, right? And I get it. In his position, at some stage, you're going to go, do you know what? Yeah, fine, I'll come back. Because at some point, they're going to hit a figure and you're going to do it. So I don't blame him for that at all. The problem that they've got is the producers commit to bring him back. And we know how much Barbara Broccoli loved Daniel Craig. And rightly so, because he was unbelievably successful. And, you know, look at how much he brought in on Skyfall and all that kind of stuff. Great, you want to bring him back for one more. I get it, right? But the problem they then got is they've kept all the characters from the previous movie open. Madeline, Blofeld, right? And obviously the gang at MI6. But you can't just make another movie with them. So you then need to create some more new characters to bring into this movie. Otherwise, no one's going to watch Spectre Part 2, right? No. So therefore, you've got to create Safin, you've got to create, you know, Eyeball Guy, right? And all the rest of it, right? So you need to... So then you end up with a movie, and then at the same time, your star is going, I want to kill him off, I want him to have a baby, I want him to be effectively married to Madeline, I want all these things going on. Oh, and by the way, he's getting old and there's a new 007 and whatever else. So there's all this stuff to cram in.
Yeah.
So you've got a near 3-hour movie. It's far too long. It's too ponderous, too slow, which is what you've said. And yet, we don't know much about Safin. Blofeld is killed off in seconds. Yeah. The entire Spectre organisation is killed off in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bond's got a baby now. Felix, one of the greatest long-standing characters in Bond, is dead a quarter of the way through or a third of the way through or something. it all just feels so unsatisfying to have such a long, slow, in-depth Bond film, and yet there's no depth. All these things that we need to understand, we can't understand because they've put so much into it. You'd be looking at an 8-hour-long movie if you did it properly.
Yeah.
So I think they just backed themselves into a corner. The other thing I would say is we talked about retrofitting Inspector. So we had this organisation, Quantum.
Yeah.
And then we sort of, actually, now we got Spectre. We can use that name again because we've settled that lawsuit with McClory's estate. So, okay, well, actually, Quantum's like, there's a bigger thing called Spectre. And well, in this, there's a bigger thing still than Spectre, and it's Safin and this big island he's got. It just feels shoehorned, and it just feels unsatisfactory. Sorry.
I'm
absolutely.
rambling,
you go on.
I know what you mean, and I think we'll see how it goes, but despite the success of Skyfall, and they're actually it's been shown to them, you just do it. Stand alone.
Yeah.
One-off movie, like you used to do.
Yeah.
We're never going to get that again.
And no, we're not. And actually, that brings me on to something else I want to say, because you're right. Now that it's been sold to Amazon, we don't know what we will get, but it won't be, I don't think, a linear series of movies 6 years apart.
Depends who gets involved.
There will be
know Dennis Villeneuve's.
And look, it might be great. It might be that the first couple of things we get are fantastic content that are way better than No Time to Die or Spectre. Brilliant. No one will be happier than me if we do that, right? I think the world going forward, the world of Bond will look different. I think this era is over. The 25 films of a linear nature is probably over. And actually, I think the position they found themselves in after this movie contributed to their decision to sell. And this is pure speculation on my part. But they have to go and find another Bond.
Yeah.
They have to make it in some way work that they killed him off, but now there is another Bond. Is it the same guy? Is it a different guy? Is it a code name? There's all these theories going around online, right? But at the same time, because they've actually killed off their leading character and we've seen the other characters mourning his death, you can't then just carry on with a new Bond like they did with The Living Daylights or GoldenEye, where it's the same Q or the same M or whatever. They can't do that. So now you've got to get rid of Ralph Fiennes, Ben Whishaw, Naomi Harris, fantastic actors, all of them. You've got to recast that whole thing, and you have to, put yourself in a position where you have to lose them. And to me, I just think they backed themselves into such a corner and couldn't see a way out. Yeah. So when Amazon come along and go, here's £1 billion, what are you going to do? You can have that problem,
I know. I'd just argue that maybe you don't have to do that. Like, continuity-wise, in terms of switching actors and things like that, it's always been a bit ambiguous.
Yeah, that's true.
But, with Craig, they do it from, this, we're setting it up again. We got Judi Dench, and like we mentioned in that episode, is she the same version as the one from the Brosnans, or is this... We don't really know. We're just happy to have Judi Dench back. They put in the ends, after the end credits, it says James Bond will return.
Yeah.
I think they shouldn't have done that, because James Bond we've just seen him being obliterated to pieces. James Bond probably will return, but not in the Daniel Craig
Not in
universe.
this way. No, absolutely.
But is there an argument to say, so most likely they're going to have to go Origin again, which is like, oh God, hopefully you get that out of the way quickly. I mean, I think if they want, they can bring, but I think it'd be nice if Ben Whishaw kept doing it until he was on.
Restart everything.
I don't know.
I think if you've killed him off and you've seen him...
You're right, but that won't stop them from bringing him back if it just feels right, and you can just
I think
there's the problem of saying we've got to ignore...
I think they end up going back to Origin, and the trouble is then, you can't do the GoldenEye thing. Where it worked really well was they referenced his past. They talked about your parents died in a climbing accident and stuff like that, but it wasn't essential to the plot. It was the first time you see Bond, you know who and what he is. He's the established agent of a certain age doing his job. You see him walking down the corridor. He's flirting with this woman who is clearly Moneypenny. You pick it up and without sort of ripping everything up and starting again. And you're right, going back to origin again. I don't see how they could have got themselves out of it, really. And everything's got to change. New M, new Q, new Moneypenny. You know, it's
the only thing they
it's a
could
big
do
job.
is ignore the recasting because we know they're going to get a young dude.
Yeah.
Just refilm the bit where he gets blown up at the end, but he's like got a watch that Q's given him. He's like doo, 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 and he goes force field up.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't see that happen.
Right, actually.
Q's like drinking sad. Oh no, Bond's dead. Oh
yeah,
bollocks is he?
Yeah.
And he knows. And then James Bond will return out of his force field blanket.
I don't know.
Even if it's
yeah, they've got themselves in a difficult position, and even if you don't mind that they've killed off Bond, and some people don't because they're quite cool with the idea of all right, it's just a different universe and we'll move on, and I get it. Even if that's not the case, I think in this movie, for such a long, convoluted, drawn-out movie, which is very reliant on you seeing other movies, and there's not enough fun, by the way. This is why the Paloma scene stuck in people's heads.
Yeah.
Because it was fun.
Okay.
It didn't feel like a chore to watch. You know? But even if you don't mind all of that, I still think, is there anything here that you haven't seen in a previous Bond film or a previous action movie? Is there anything here where you go, wow, you know, I've never sort of seen that before. How's he going to get out of this one? Or, you know, I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be, it all just seems a bit uninspired.
There was that bit with the bloke gets on the motorbike gets taken out.
That honestly is a brilliant stunt though, isn't it? You know,
It's the best bit in the movie, isn't it?
but
If I knew it. It gets that bit, you might as well switch it off because it doesn't get any better.
Well, this is the problem, right? And again, you're right. Look, I'll be honest. Maybe I've been a bit harsh on the story. Having rewatched it again for this, the first half of it actually, I think, isn't bad. It's not classic Bond, but it stands up all right. I think the second half of it really falls off a cliff.
Yeah, and it's a decent enough action.
It's a solid enough
but
film.
yeah, as a Bond movie and as a sort of Bond finale, it falls short.
It does. There are also, we talked about things being glossed over. Felix's death is far too quick. And I remember...
Well, come on. I mean, I've got to say, you ruined all the Bond dying. I didn't know that was going to... I wasn't prepared for that. I needed to have a little sit down, quiet moment. It's like you've got Jeffrey Wright. You've been pissing about the casting
exactly
for 50 years.
Now you've got the best Felix ever, and you're going to kill him off. Great.
He's only in... What's he in? 3 movies? Is he in 3?
3 movies, yeah.
And the bit where, when just before Bond kills Ash and he says, I had a brother, he was called Felix Leiter. Brother?
Yeah.
You've not spent enough time for that to be...
Or not that we've seen. It's implied that they've done a lot off screen.
I know,
but you're right. I would like to have seen Felix used a lot more. I thought there was definitely a place for him in Spectre somewhere. I mean, the other thing I would say is... the death of the whole of Spectre is just way too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast. The nanobots infecting Bond. He literally, Blofeld dies off screen at the end of a 2-minute scene, you know. Then it's dead. Oh, that was Christoph Waltz, was it? Oh, okay, he's dead. So the guy who caused all that trouble in the previous 4 movies is killed off in 2 minutes and we don't even see it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, by the way, they're back at MI6 HQ. Oh, you've got the nanobots in you, Bond. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, we better go off somewhere else then. And it's like, it just feels so unsatisfying.
Yeah.
There's one thing I will say that was good here. Bond's death was kept amazingly quiet.
Yeah.
It didn't leak, which in this social media age is remarkable.
Yeah, it is.
That it didn't get out,
but
that
he
was going to be killed.
Yeah.
The fact it didn't get out was remarkable, and the fact that people, me and everyone who saw it when it first came out, genuinely didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're actually going to do this. credit to everyone who kept that quiet.
Yeah.
Because that is, pretty amazing. But I'm afraid there's too much wrong with the story. I don't care enough. Sorry. There we are.
So,
Right, sorry, I'll stop rambling. What are you saying about the story?
I want to hear your number first.
Well, I slaughtered the story for Quantum of Solace and gave it a 5.
Yeah.
I honestly think this is worse, so I'm going 4.
Whoa. See, I wasn't huge on it, but as an action movie, it holds together. As a Bond,
I respect that
movie and finale, it falls short. But I am going 6. I thought it was more. If you just watch this, you've never seen a Bond movie before, be a really weird place to start.
Be a long place to start.
But you'd be less lost than you would be if you watched Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, I probably would agree with that.
Even though there's loads of stuff which you definitely benefit from having watched the earlier movies, you kind of it lets you catch up.
And maybe Spectre too. You might pick it up a little bit more than you would in Spectre. And I agree, you would pick up more than you would in Quantum of Solace. But in both those movies, you'd be in the dark. And Quantum of Solace is an hour shorter. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right? So you've wasted a lot less of your life. Anyway, right, gadgets.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry. You'd think I'd know by now, wouldn't you? Sorry, pontificating about the story has thrown me off my stride.
Driven you mental.
There are only 3 categories left, and they, of course, are...
Gadgets, gags, and girls.
Nice. Okay. The first gadget that really made me go, that's cool, was the magnetic elevator lift shaft thing. Where they threw Obuchev down and then he just stopped, which I thought was... I'd have a go on that. That looks really good fun.
Right. This is not elevator! My brother, Chris, all right, Chris, he did point out a bit of a... Why do they do that kind of thing, though?
In his own inimitable way.
Yeah. It's got all the magnets go all the way down, but they only need to... There's like the green ones which say go, and the red ones which make them stop. What's the point in having the green ones? Just have the ones at the point where you need
He's going to go anyway. It's called gravity.
They put them all the way down the thing until the bit where you got to stop.
Yeah.
Just put them in
I
the
suppose you only need a couple at the bottom, really, don't you? Yeah.
Well done, Chris. Good
point. Although it looked pretty good. In a movie
That's
that
the
was...
answer, innit? It looks cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
In a movie that was bereft of sort of fun, silly gadgets, this actually was quite fun, I thought.
Yeah.
And God knows this movie needs some fun. Bond's new watch. In GoldenEye, the electromagnetic pulse needed an entire satellite in space to fire down and whatever else. Wow. Now they've got one in a watch. Well, there you go, mate. Just stick that on your wrist.
These are the times, yeah.
Yeah, so mini EMP to blow people's eyes out. Q refers to it as QDAR.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite good. Little gag.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like QDAR.
Nice. QDAR, very nice. We've also got the return of the smart blood.
Yes.
And Bond being injected with stuff again. Although into his neck, not his arm. Why didn't they just carry on the joke about he has to be injected in his arm? But anyway. So got the return of the smart blood. So obviously Q didn't destroy the files like he was told to in the restaurant inspector. There must be some I've missed.
I've got a few, but
go on.
They're a bit questionable. So I've said exploding gravestones a bloody gadget.
True, yeah. Poor Vesper, she can't even be dead in peace.
We got the DB5's array. Yeah. We've got the rear bomb spike things, machine guns, all that stuff going on.
Yeah,
we've seen
nice to see that again.
It's all right. Not really a gadget, but sort of. Bond's got in Jamaica in his house. He's got a little secret drawer with
a little button on the side,
gun drawer, whatever.
Yeah,
that's all right. Which later on, Q's got a little drawer with all the tea sets. He's like, oh no, not that one. Yeah, I quite like that. We've got DNA targeting weaponized nanobot virus itself is a gadget.
Oh yeah. Don't you think it's all a bit uninspired though? There's this invisible stuff they fire in your blood. It feels a bit.
I quite like
I've done it.
The it, targets based on the DNA. Also, I just want to point out that in the opening, the sequence with the song, the title sequence, there's a strand of DNA made up by guns.
Yeah.
Guns are in his DNA.
Guns are in his DNA.
What?
That's like clang. This is the most obvious reference ever.
Yeah.
That's actually as bad as the in Goldeneye, the woman's mouth with the gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we are.
Right.
I don't
Not
like the
having it.
idea.
Okay.
Not having it.
What about a birthday party bionic eyeball camera? No.
Is that not just a webcam in the shape of an eyeball?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So
We've had that technology a long time now.
Well, how do you feel about a drinks tray frisbee?
Happy with that? Yeah.
With a free
like that.
drink.
With a free drink.
That's pretty good
Salute.
bonus there.
Yeah,
So
no,
that
yeah.
was all right. That bit.
Anything that gives me a free drink, I'm happy.
He's got a Nokia phone. You want to upgrade? That's sad.
Has he? I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Sad. Okay. So yeah, I mean, selection of gadgets. Bonus point for the magnetic elevator lift shaft thing, which looks quite cool. Wouldn't mind to go on that. The rest of it,
Yeah. All right.
6.
I've gone 7.
Okay. Have you ever scored a film higher than me? I don't think you have you?
I must have done at some point. I don't know.
We need to break this down. Is
Well,
Phil's
yeah.
spreadsheet going to show us this?
Possibly. I don't know.
Right, gags. We talked about Hugh Dennis. Nice to see Hugh Dennis in the lab. I like the jokes about smallpox. I'm going to put Ebola in your sandwiches or whatever it was he said.
It's like just nice bit of workplace banter.
But that, I think...
Threatening. Well, the first thing ruined his lunch, giving, that was good soup. Was it tomato soup? And you put smallpox, you bastard. I put Ebola in your sandwich. See how you like that? I don't know. I think we've got to get HR involved with this hostile
that to me, I
environment.
think, is the Phoebe Waller-Bridge stuff, isn't
Right,
it? I think that may be what she's added. But anyway, quite nice to see all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And whatever else. I did like I mentioned Bond calling the Book of Mormon. I did think that was quite... Who's the Book of Mormon? That I thought was quite good. I tell you the one thing that the only bit of the film actually that really made me laugh out loud. No, that's not fair. There were 2 bits that when I first saw it that really made me laugh out loud, which is not enough. There should be more in a Bond film. But anyway, it's too gloomy. But anyway, the 2 that made me laugh out loud was when Paloma is in the wine cellar with Bond and she starts undressing him to put the tuxedo on. And he says, shouldn't we get to know each other first? And she goes, no. And she looks him up and down like, no. And that was quite good.
Yeah.
That got a good laugh in the cinema. And the other one was M going, oh, for f***'s sake. That got a big laugh in the cinema. And he does it really well. It was a proper, real,
Oh, for f***'s sake.
The other thing I'd say for gags, with Nomi when he returns to HQ, there's a bit of byplay there in terms of the sort of trying to one-up each other. And with Q when he's in Q's house that we talked about, when he turns up at Q's house. But this is not a movie that is replete with gags.
No, I mean, I've got just a couple more.
Yeah,
Nomi says to Moneypenny, I can see why you shot him. And she says, oh, everyone
that's
tries
a good line.
at least once.
Yeah.
Not great, but...
Yeah.
So I wrote down nanobots aren't just for Christmas. I kind of like that. All right.
I mean, yeah.
Not quite a gag, but kind of like a Arnie or McBain kind of line, which always maybe it's for a different movie. But Nomi says to Obruchev, "Do you know what time it is? Time to die." All right, so I did really like. I just showed someone your watch. It really blew their mind. As in,
Did you?
I like that in the fact that it was so misplaced in this movie. Like in a normal Bond movie, or even Roger Moore might have gone without
Blew
even.
their mind.
We wouldn't have made much comment on it. It's just like, of course he's going to say that.
Yeah.
In this one, it's like, I can't believe you've done the most stupid.
In the middle of this action sequence of
near the end of the movie where everything's completely gone to shit, and he's like, "But Q, you got to hear this again."
You keep this line. Hold on, because what happened was
Blew his mind.
I did this thing with the watch, and then his eye popped out. So I said it really blew his mind.
No, it doesn't. That's not when it blows up, innit? It
Blew up. Yeah,
the blowing up one.
But it feels like one he'd have to sort of stop and explain to Q, wouldn't it? You know. So it's a bit of a gag desert, really.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Well, 6.
Okay, I've gone 5.
Right. I mean,
I'm going to be behind you on this one, aren't I?
What did I put? Is that 7?
That looks like a set, or that's a
7.
backward letter L.
No, that was a 7. Yeah.
Or maybe it's a Greek letter.
You said 5.
Russian or something.
I just mean.
Yeah, no, this needs correcting. I mean, this is the BondBoard we're talking about. It's got to be right.
Yes, a 6 here from me.
5 and 6. Right, one more category. The last category on the BondBoard. Look,
Whoa.
one tiny little square to fill in. It's girls. The Return of Lea Seydoux.
Yes.
Madeline is now a psychotherapist, which I
Yeah.
don't think was mentioned in Spectre. I think, wasn't she a doctor who trained at Sorbonne or something?
5 years.
Yeah.
Become a top psychotherapist.
Exactly, yeah. Just do psychotherapy as well, whatever. She probably has a more demanding is maybe the wrong word, but a part she can get her teeth into a little bit more this time, I would say.
Yeah.
Madeline shows how resourceful she is. Again, she's useful with a gun, and she sort of does some good stuff and a bit of ass kicking. I still feel she's a bit. I think you could do more with an actress as good as Lea Seydoux that we don't quite get out of Madeline.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreeing really with what you've said before about everything being a bit underdeveloped. Like if you're really going to lean into the relationship with Bond and Madeline and Mathilde, you could have made some better stuff out of that. But I think with the level they did, she's given more substance to deal with and to work with than your average Bond girl.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can I give a shout out here as well? The young Madeline in the pre-title sequence, who I think does very well with a not an easy part. It's quite, there's a lot of different stuff to do and whatever else. She's a young girl called Colleen Defoe, and this is her only entry on IMDb. So whether she wasn't an actress, isn't an actress, doesn't want to be an actress and wants to do something else with her life, but I thought she was really good and does an excellent job. A pretty dark role as well for a kid.
Yeah.
You've got to be quite scared and then drag the dead body outside and your mum's dead and all that stuff. I thought she did really well. Really good scene that she did. Paloma, Ana de Armas. I mean, there was a lot of talk about Paloma when this movie launched, which was, I think, partly the dress, but partly the fact that it was a moment of levity in a very dark movie, and she was very much at the centre of that. I mean, she almost steals the show, really, for that section of the movie.
Yeah.
And she's quite convincing with the gun and the ass kicking and all that. And I thought she was very good.
Yeah. A little bit strange, the thing she goes on about, she's only had 3 weeks training, and then she is like a
absolute, absolute demon.
Yeah.
And we should probably mention Nomi, of course, here as well, the new 007, who I think generally sort of handles herself very well. I do believe when she talks about herself as a high achiever and all that kind of stuff, she does feel like next generation, very keen on career development and whatever else. And Bond was like, oh, Jesus, that's not who I am, So I think that sort of works reasonably well. I don't think she has a massively developed role. I mean, she's driving around Norway chasing shadows when Bond's killing Logan Ash. I don't think the script did her a lot of favours. I think she's fine, Lashana Lynch. I think she does. She hasn't got an enormous amount to work with. She does reasonably well. Yeah. She looks the part, I will say. She looks good in the glasses, and she looks a very sort of confident 007 driving along in the car and all that kind of stuff. So she does look the part, I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that keen on... It's like they just have to do it because it's almost like the script writes itself, where with the stuff with she's the new 007. You've got this like rivalry, this back and forth between them, but they over time learn to respect each other and have an admiration for each other. And she asks for him to get the 007
what you've just described
status.
is basically the plot of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like,
exactly. Yeah,
the mismatched buddy cop
is
thing.
a bit, that they have to be really antagonistic towards each other.
Yeah,
until they find out that they're actually useful for each other and they're on the same team.
Yeah.
I thought, Lea Seydoux fantastic. Lashana Lynch is great. The bit with Paloma is a lot of fun. So I've gone 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the wrong colour. Come on, the
last
last box,
one. Oh, no.
and look what you've done. I've gone. I've written 6 here.
Yeah.
Go on then.
What?
7.
7.
Go on. I'll give. And do you know what? Bonus point for the little girl.
Oh,
She was very good.
yeah.
There we are. Done.
That's it.
We have completed the BondBoard, except for the total for No Time to Die, which is coming up next. I mean, it's too long. There's no way a Bond film should be nearly 3 hours long. Welcome back. We've done our maths and we have an answer to fill in the final box on the BondBoard. So, I've inputted your data. Ooh. And I have scored No Time to Die
71.
That's actually more than I thought I'd give it. Tom has scored
75.
giving No Time to Die a total of
146.
which puts it in 22nd place. It goes just above Dr. No, but under The Man with the Golden Gun, which is on 154.
Yeah.
So it's beaten Dr. No, which we've said many times before, but I'll say again, is not the worst James Bond film ever. It's just, it wouldn't be in this ranking if we weren't doing it this way. It just doesn't have many gadgets and things that we're scoring it on. It goes above Quantum of Solace and above Die Another Day, which officially finishes last. But 22nd out of 25. So not a great score for the grand climax of the Bond films.
No.
So
Not really a surprise.
no,
but-
I'm surprised it got that high.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That is the only surprise, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I really thought it was going to come last. So there we are. Can we lose? What was it? 9 points.
Final score.
If we lose 9 points, it would be last.
Yeah.
That would make me happy. Yeah. So there we are. That's it. We've done it.
Done it.
We've done it. And questions now. Will we ever return?
Yeah.
Will there be a special episode looking at the entire finished BondBoard?
Yeah.
Yes. Will we do the unofficial Bond films? Yeah,
maybe
probably.
not.
Maybe. No? You had enough Bond? I thought you wanted to do Never Say Never Again. Well, there will be a special episode where we talk about the sort of the chart rundown. We'll give it the old Kid Jensen chart rundown going, number 22, it's No Time to Die. And we'll do a little bit on each episode. And then you will see the result of all these efforts that we've done over the last 9 years or however long we've been doing this. So
20 years.
23 years, whatever it is. So yeah, good. So as ever, thank you for watching. Don't stay away. Please do leave your comments.
We'll be back.
Either on social media, popping up on the screen now, or on the comment underneath this movie, and we will read them out in the summary episode. Right.
But as this is our last main one, just want to say massive thank you to everyone who's watched, been in touch, given us words of encouragement, given us advice, told us what's crap and what's good.
Yeah.
Very special. We're a bit belated, but Mrs. Wallace, I believe, was 82 very recently. So happy birthday to Mrs. Wallace.
Happy birthday. And look, we will do this again in some format because we both enjoyed it, haven't we? And
God knows I love talking about movies.
He does.
There's plenty of
He
other
really
movies
does.
to talk about.
so we'll do a special summary episode where we go over these numbers and we make some sense of them all.
And then we'll be back for phase 2.
Series 2, season 2.
Whatever that will be.
Season 2 will be something. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
So please don't go away. And we'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers, James.
Great idea of yours, Tom.
I messed the end up, but oh well.
We're used to that now. Don't worry. You mess the end up. That's what you do. Don't worry. Okay. Freeze frame. Okay, go. Anyway, the Freccia Rossa 1000.
I don't need to listen to you anymore.
Lovely train.
No,
Really
get
good
out.
train. No, it's
Sick of hearing from you.